talking about government policies, of course, there's another one that released where the federal government actually plans 25% tax on Nigerians who are earning above 100 million. I'm just going to read very quickly. The chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, has said that the wealthy Nigerians earning from 100 million naira upward monthly will face a 25% personal income tax rate if a new tax bill is passed by the National Assembly. It stated that 90% of the current taxpayers are people who should not be taxed, while advocating for a more streamlined and equitable tax system in the country. He made this during a session at the 30th Nigeria Economic Summit too. It's still just the same as we had a vice president do. And of course, he said the fiscal policy, we had a fiscal policy expert that said that the government is prepared and determined to ensure that the right individuals pay taxes, noting that his committee is actively working to achieve the goal. He also added that the proposed changes are expected to take effect from January 2025 based on the passage of the bill by lawmakers. A lot of things are going to be changing from January 2025, and I can as well say I am scared already from January 2025. A lot of things, even when it comes to the university, the children, the ones who are going to school, but we are not talking about that now. Let's talk about this one. Where he said something very notable, which I took. And he said that most of the people who are paying tax are not even the people that should be paying tax. It should be people that are earning very high and should be paying 25% of it. What's your take?
Good talk. At the same time, talk is cheap. Charity begins at home. Let that 25% tax be. Let it start from them. Let it start from the president. Then when you talk about the president, we are not talking about his basic salary. Let that 25% be targeted against the allowances. We are tired of hearing they've agreed to cut down their 50%. How much is that? Their salary is fixed by 1.something million, 2.something. That's it's not what we are talking about. We are talking about the allowances. But don't forget that even in tax competition, you don't tax allowances. You don't tax. It's the basic. So I don't see the workability. They've said it so that, yes, they've said it for us to clap hand for them. Now, they are talking about the civil servants. Actually, Nigerians don't pay tax. But do you know what some of them, why Nigerians don't pay tax? Because even the ones they are do they see what is in it? So that is that. Actually, in advanced country, the tax is compulsory and it is necessary. You must pay tax. If you don't pay tax, you are penalized. But in Nigeria, everybody can do. Even some of them will go to a tax office and they manipulate themselves and get the tax. So let us see the implementation, starting from number one to the last person. Not necessarily because I'm a retired banker. I know that taxes are not charged on allowances. Taxes are charged on the basic, right? On the gross before the listen. So if it happens that it will be implemented by 1st January, let us see it. Let it cross across board. The president, the vice president, everybody should feel it. But then the tax you are talking about, is it the civil servants on level 17? How much is money in level 17? You ask them to pay 25%. Then after that, how much will be left for them to buy a bag of rice?
No, they said above 100 million naira. That is what is calling like a higher.
How many civil servants are earning above 100 million? How many in Nigeria? Politicians, businessmen. And how would they? Do you know some people have now have not been going for tax clearance? Do you know why? They have been given penalties to pay. They've now decided to run away from tax collection. So to me, 100 million, even a politician, do they earn up to 100 million in a month? So you see that it is talk is cheap. Let them say so that it's a diversion so that we clap back for them. To me, anywhere I go, I say good policy, good thinking, good thought, but let us see the implementation. Charity must begin from the home, and it will not stop there. When we see them reducing their allowances, see them not buying expensive cars, See them not living in expensive houses, luxurious houses. They will begin to say these people are actually our leaders. Let us follow them. But for today, we can't follow them because they are not leading what's right.
Okay. All right, Comrade. If we see how Comrade then, Comrade, you heard the question. You heard my question to him, but I want to get your reaction. I want to add a little bit of what he said, saying that it's like let me put it this way: do you feel like they are targeting a particular group of people when they meant 100 million, or they actually just, like he said, they just want to make a statement?
Yes, thank you so very much. You see, this new policy, because it's also a new policy that they are introducing, 25% tax on high income earners. Actually, civil servants will not be most affected. It's those that are in the informal sectors that will be most affected. Because those in the informal sectors are the ones doing private businesses, and these people are easily to be identified. But there is, parage, in the salary emolument of civil servants, in the country. So somebody in some parastatal or ministry who is in level 14 or level 15, gets, sometimes depending on the kind of department he or she is paid lesser than somebody who is in some other very, very technical and very, very sophisticated department, other ministry too. So somebody in a ministry who is on level 10 can be getting more than somebody who is in level 14 in other departments. These are some of the discrepancies or disparities that is near him in this scenario. But by and large, it is those in the informal sectors that will pay more. But doing that as it's a good idea if it is well implemented and monitored. Because this measure, aims to redistribute wealth and address economic, disparities. So if implemented, it could significantly impact, on Nigeria's tax landscape, and there are a lot of benefits, that is accrued or that will be, that is attached to this new policy. If it is, frontally and with the genuineness of the mind or of their mindset in doing it, not just the kind of cosmetic, policy, because there are a lot of cosmetic policies, that have been, introduced, which ordinarily will not stand test of time. So it will reduce income inequality. It will also help, to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. Also promoting a more distribution of wealth, among Nigerians. So this policy also can lead, to improve economic mobility, for low and middle income individuals. It will also increase, government revenue, high tax rate on high income, high income earners, and it also generates significant revenue for the government. So it will also enable the government to fund essential public services and infrastructure, projects. So, and moreover, it will encourage local investment, by taxing the wealthy. The government can encourage them, those are the wealthy ones, government can still encourage them to also invest their money locally rather than overseas, and it will stimulate economic growth and create, job, for our citizens. So it will also improve tax compliance, yes, because the rich, they say sometimes also cry. You get it now. So they will pay more because they are getting more. So they will have to pay more on taxes, and eventually there will be a serious tax compliance, from citizens. And it can also lead to improved tax, taxpayers, to reduce evasion, so to say, and avoidance of taxes. Because a lot of times people evade tax, people avoid paying tax. It will also reduce our budget deficit, and the additional revenue generated will also, help, in providing for saving Nigerians from getting the necessary support from government. And Nigerians, it also the budget this tax regime of 25%. We also, Nigerians budget. It also reduce Nigerians budget. As I said, it will reduce Nigerian budget deficit. Promoting fiscal, sustainability and economic stability. So if we go a long way, if it is genuinely, implemented, and it's not going to be a cosmetic thing. So it's a very good welcome idea, so that it's not going to be a situation where the rich will be getting richer and the poor are not getting only poorer, but criminally poorer. So my own disagreement with this government is this: the composition of the cabinet members of this administration they are not going to help this country. If the president still continue to retain most of these special advisors and ministers, these people, they are pure politicians. If a senior government wants to do the needful or wants to hit the ground running, wants to make sure that there is economic impact of whatever policy he is formulating, the government must have experts, experts, not really politicians, not political loyalists. You understand? Because most 95.9% of the cabinet members of this present administration, they are all politicians. They are not administrators. They are not experts. They are not experts. They are not professionals. The economic team and all this, and very, very, very ambiguous, cabinet. So what the government should do now, as they are planning, maybe as we have been told that there's going to be a cabinet reshuffle, let him look away from the political class. Let him go out there. There are professors, there are doctors who are experts, who are good in, formulating economic policies. There are very brilliant Nigerians who are non-partisan. So they should look away from the partisanship aspect, just for us to have a Nigeria of our dream. The president should stop, paying royalties to some of his political apologies. So if he continues reshuffling his cabinet with political apologies, I'm telling you, the administration will not have any good record in the stand of history of this country. Our former president, retired General Olusegun Obasanjo, you can see the caliber of men and women that he brought into the service as a president. Most of them have never even participated in politics, but these are best brain all over the world. The likes of Okonjo Iweala, the likes of the Ezekwesili, the likes of Adesina, and just to mention but a few. So we want to use this medium to appeal to Mr. President to look away from the partisanship of cabinet members. Let him go outside the box. Let him think outside the box and bring people who will deliver, who will give us the Nigeria of our dream. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Comrade. Thank you for the very he said something, and let me digress a little bit. He talked about the people. He's talking that most of them, they are just politicians. If they should take in administrators and experts into the field, because he talked about trying to reshuffle his cabinet, that it will be a way forward. I just want to ask a little bit on that part. What's your take? Do you actually believe that is actually going to help Nigeria, especially our economic value, to actually be better?
I think so, wholeheartedly. There are a lot of things he said, which actually also I mentioned. The summary of it is that good policy, but let us see good implementation, right? Implementation in the sense that the cabinet members should be those who have the interest of the masses at heart, not politicians, not those who will be telling him all is well while all is not well. So I think if he should go outside his box, he has used this 16 months or thereabout to appreciate those who helped him win the election. Now, but this is time, just like what the governor of Abia State said. He said, in the time past, the politicians enjoyed the money from Abia, but now the masses should enjoy the Commonwealth of Abia, and that is why he's doing well. With due respect to say it, because I travel a lot, I see what is happening. It has not happened like that before. So let President be bold enough, have the political will to say, my friend, thank you for doing this. But it's like, let us try other brands. You mentioned Konjiwala. Even they try to rubbish her. You mentioned Akunyere. You mentioned this man in charge of Agricultural Bank. So now there are people like that. It's a question. They are all there. These are people that even Soludo was among the cabinet. He was a Senate president. I mean the central bank president, some central bank governor. But even I remember Soludo said sometime, because a member of the economic team, he said, somebody asked me a question on national television. He said, you are a member of this team. What did you discuss with this, our president? He said, fine and good. That he knew the president as a smart guy. But one thing he will not do is to tell or to come on the page of paper to discuss what he discussed with him. But it's one thing to advise. It's another thing for you to take that advice. But if our president can listen, I think I mentioned ideology here. What is the ideology of this party? What is the ideology of this present government? You mentioned some time ago that they will do their campaign rally, they will promise all and all. At the end, they will not begin to blame them. Why is it that we cannot move away from blaming the previous administration? Backwards never, forward ever. But you find out that even up till now, 9 years down the line, they are still blaming what happened in 2012. Why they ordinarily? What happened in 2012? They caused it because there was a proposal to I mean, yeah, that was a change. Even this separate subject, let us gradually remove it. And they said no, they were at our Jota, my friend, my good friends. They called me, I said I will not come. But then, these are the people that chased good policies out. But now, come to their own. They are now wumbling and fumbling. Doing as if they don't have plan. Doing as if they were not prepared. But I know the president is an intelligent person. It was an accountant. But let us see, let him now bring that expertise he has. Let us see that this country is moving forward. The country is not moving forward, for Christ's sake. So to me, it's a good policy. There are economic benefits, and let him make sure that those that he will bring in are those who have the common interests of these people at heart, not those who will now come and chop. The time of chopping and eating is over. Nigerians are bleeding. Let this time be a time for Nigerians to say, I think the Messiah has come. But I don't know. Let me be serious about that. I don't know. Yes. Well, the renewed hope is talking about. You see, that this is renewed hope. We thought that before now that things should have started getting normal. The former president, Buhari, said he shut down the border so that to encourage the local production. He now said KB rice. Where is the KB rice? He now said the rice pyramid. Where is it? And even now, where the local produce rice? Where are they? Rice is being sold at 100 something, 7,000 naira. And you are telling me this. So that they've given us room to always disbelieve them, because the policies they formulated, they presented to us are anti-people. They are not doing the thing. They tell us one thing today. In the afternoon, they say another thing. At night, they say another thing. That is why, even when they bring in good policy, there's element of doubt in it, in the minds of Nigeria.
Okay, just like this policy that we talked about just now, it's a good one, but like you said, would they be able to implement it? That is
and remove corruption.
Yes,
remove corruption. Sacrifice those who will tell him. Look, when a chief.
If they can implement that, our time is up. We already have 3 minutes. I know you're angry, but we have to go. If they can implement the 25% tax on high earners, like we had our expert talk about it, and we had Mazi also talk about it, and we all know he's a retired accountant, and he agreed that if they can actually keep to that, like you said, without corruption, it will help us and it will be a way forward in even our economy is gonna be amazing. And I think that will even make a lot of people that evade tax to start even paying their tax. Anyway,